All right, great news to my fashionistas. Our runner just blocked in. He's already turning heads. Playing Fashion Police Squad any %. We have Dane Giris ready to strike a pose. Dane, it's ready to walk. It's time to walk the runway.
Hey yo, FeminineEminem. Learn to sew, but messed up. Had to learn how to hem again. Put him.
How long you been practicing?
A few more. I was probably come up with a better one than that, but I was like, just off the top of my head. Hi everybody, I am Dangerous. I am a speedrunner of Fashion Squad, amongst other games, and to help commentate this very silly little game today, I brought my co-moderator for this game, Abbiescorner. Abby, how are you?
I'm good. I also speedrun this video game. If you couldn't tell by the moderator status.
Moderator, yeah. Makes sense to me. So. But yeah, I am gonna be running 80% today. This is probably the category I grinded the most. So it should theory be the most polished. But yeah, I am ready to go. If the rest of us are ready. The rest of us ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
I am. All right. Let's do this. So we're gonna start on a brand new fresh file. We're gonna be playing on easy mode. And easy mode is called I'm Too Young to Die. Because it's a fashion game, so it makes sense. Yeah. It's a joke. All right. Yeah. Let's get this going. I'm just going to time this best I can. It's kind of hard to. I just time it from when I click the difficulty. It's a little hard to like actually time it with the loads and everything. So let's get this going in 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Now I have a few kind of weird keybinds because unfortunately the speedrun patch that we run on is a little bit goofy in the sense of the certain keys are hard bound to certain things. So I have space bar bound to scroll down and interact bound to scroll up, and that's just to be able to skip certain dialogue sequences a little bit faster, which is nice. Now we get to our first little RNG section. This is Baltimore, named due to a meme online. He actually played very nice today. We use him to jump over that fence, and that skips running around the building, which saves about 7 seconds. We have to kill all these guys, hit this trigger right here, and then we can go through this gate that's opening right here. Abby, do you like sports?
Oh, no, I don't.
No, you don't like basketball?
No, I don't like team sports. I have gone on many a rant about this.
All right, well, you do like Out of Bounds, though, right?
Yes.
We're gonna go Out of Bounds. Very first Out of Bounds is right over here. It skips an entire fight sequence, and we get right back in bounds. And then we get about, let's say, about a minute save doing that. Maybe a little less than that, maybe like 50 seconds or so. But it's a decent chunk of time. And we're literally just, this guy's trolling me right now. We're just kind of fast tracking our way to the end of the level. Now, the progression for this level when you play it casually is actually very intuitive because you're supposed to have kind of a maxed out shotgun by this point, and which makes kind of all the combat sequences in between make a lot of sense. Then you get to here, and then you know the Berserk from Doom. Well, this is the Berserk of Fashion Police Squad, where you just go around, you slap these guys to slap some fashion sense into them. I missed a guy. No, I didn't. Did I not? Oh, I guess I didn't. I thought I missed an enemy there. But you just slap them all, and that ends the whole level. Nice and easy. Level 1 is nice and short. Even casually, you can get through that level pretty quickly. And you're going to see kind of a sequence of 4 sets of levels. There's the first 3, second 3, and then the next 2, and then the last 3. It's a little goofy in terms of progression. So we're going to do an Out of Bounds here. Whoop. gonna jump over this fence. The way you get over these fences is you have to do a crouch jump, because crouching actually pulls your hitbox up into your head rather than your actual crouching down. Now we're gonna be staring at a wall here. This is just skipping a cutscene. We have to trigger that from out of bounds or we can't actually complete the level. So we drop down here. We have to shoot this guy with that weapon. That gives us the new one. And then we can come over here, jump back in bounds. And yeah, and we are very much out of bounds right now, in case that wasn't obvious. And we're gonna get back in bounds in kind of an odd way. We're gonna death warp our way back in. We just have to come around here. Now we do actually have to grab another weapon real quick, and we can grab it from out of bounds right here. This gives us the belt. So we have an old school sewing machine and a belt. Now we're gonna death warp by hitting right here. And now we can use the belt to swing and get ourselves over that little gap of garbage. We're gonna do one more traversal here. Funny thing is you can actually use the belt to get out of bounds in this part, but it's actually faster to just do this part like normal. When the out of bounds is actually slower than playing intended. I always find that to be very funny.
It's also really easy to get lost in that out of bounds.
True, yeah. Yeah, you have to really know where you're going. All right, we're gonna do a skip here where I'm going to kill this guy, hit this point where all those diamonds spawn in, and for whatever reason, if you hit the trigger to spawn these diamonds in, you could just walk to the end of the level, although it did not work this time. That's odd. Okay, I guess we're doing the fight. That's weird because visually it showed the correct trigger was hit, so I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Hit this guy, take this guy out. You need to calm down, buddy. Well, normally you skip this fight and this part goes a lot faster. Not really sure what happened there. Kind of weird, but oh well, the fight doesn't take that long regardless. And actually, Fem, this is a good question for you. Do you have a favorite pop music song?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 1985 by Bowling for Soup.
Ooh, good one. Old school too. I like that one. See, my favorite pop music song is it's from Sia. I bet you can guess which one it is.
I'm looking up every song by Sia real quick.
Oh, you missed it then. It was on screen. So this is Hugo Baus. He is the first Baus of the game. And we just have to pump a lot of paintballs into him in order to win this fight. Now, fun little fact: the developer actually told me this one. Ooh, we need to soak that one up. We're gonna shoot these guys on the right, and then as soon as this one's beaten, you slap the other ones out of his hand, and that skips the rest of that phase. The developer told me, he's like, "Why aren't you slapping the loose suits out of one of his hands?" And I said, "I beg your pardon." And he said, "Yeah, you can skip killing two of them if you take the belt to them." And I tried it out, and I was like, "Wow, thank you, developer, for telling me that." So, we have a little horde mode section here. Ooh. Okay, I need to get this guy out of the way. The other two loose suits can stay. They're not actually tied to the triggers here, but I do need to take these guys out. I want to get all of the dull suits out of the way first, because I wanted to get these guys after, just so we can fully charge up the shotgun. So that way we can dump all of that ammo directly into this guy. And that, if you looked at this health meter, you would see cycle him down really quickly. Take these guys out because they will be annoying if I don't. And then we're gonna jump on his head. Oh no, he's too far away. I couldn't. You can jump on his head while he's doing his death animation, which is very funny.
You can also get a fun glitch where he continues to damage you after you've beaten him.
That too. It's rare-ish, but yeah, it can happen, and we're not really sure why it does. It doesn't he doesn't do a lot of damage if he does that, but it is funny. And then level 4, this is going to introduce probably my favorite enemy, just because I know the voice actor for this character. And this is also one of the only levels that does not have a skip or a glitch in it. Well, that's not entirely true. There is one skip we're gonna go for right here. This skip is really hard. Oh, I even missed it. If you jump onto that AC unit, you can actually jump over this fence, but I missed the timing because the jump is kind of tight. And it's actually really hard to do in any percent. New Game Plus, it's basically free, but in any percent, it's a lot harder. This isn't really so much a skip as much as just like a shortcut. You could just get up here a little bit faster. Now, this right here is Karen. She's wearing a potato sack, and you have to shoot the potato sack with the sewing machine to turn it into a beautiful dress. No, I did not say that sentence incorrectly. But yeah, I know the voice actor for her, Meredith Nudo, a lovely, lovely human, and just a very, very sharp and smart individual. Big shouts to Meredith Nudo for voicing Karen there. Whoop. But yeah, we are kind of beholden to playing this whole level in bounds. Now, like I said, there's not any skips that we can really do. There is one little checkpoint abuse we can take advantage of, which we'll try to in a second. Just need to get Karen out of the way. Oh. One more. Oh, got him. Okay. Just had to take out all those guys in there. Now, we're coming up on the German tourist. Now, his fashion crime is socks with sandals. So we are going to throw a gnome at him in order to steal his socks. Yeah. Now, you don't actually have to shoot him there to do that. I just did it for dramatic effect mostly. There's actually a little trick you can do for this, where if you skip grabbing the gnome, get to this checkpoint, and then reload, the game will actually just give you the gnome outright, which is kind of convenient. Means you can save another second or two that way. I deloaded it there just to get the one guy off my butt. Now we got one fight here. And this fight has been very, very optimized. Oh, wow, I got the rare spawn pattern. Normally, a dull suit spawns right over there in that spot, but I got the rare pattern where he doesn't. Take this guy out. Come on, there we go. I did not want to get fashionized at all. All right, and then that takes us into Mission 5. Now, Mission 5, we're actually going to be able to skip pretty much the entire thing because of one little oversight that the developers put in very early on. So we're going to be able to get... yeah, they little flashbang warning from the German tourists. They like to flash that camera right in your face. So normally the way this level works is you get to this kind of central courtyard area, and you have to run around and get a bunch of keys in order to unlock, whoops, the red rope there. But if you do a little fancy platforming, you can actually jump over it. I goofed it up just now because... there we go. And then you can just jump over the fence and then skip the rest of the level. That is a sizable skip. That saves about 3 minutes or so. It's not an insignificant amount of time. And then there's another fight we can skip coming up in just a second if we jump onto some windowsills. I'm gonna jump up here. Whoop, I got stuck. The platforming here is kind of tight. There we go. I'm gonna charge up the belt, and this is the manager. He is 2 dull suits stacked on top of each other. And then just taking him out means that we trigger the end level sequence. And it does not matter that we've got these tight suits that are dropping CV bombs down. Now, fun fact, they actually can knock you into another dialogue trigger and you lose a half a second if they do. Which is very annoying. And now we are headed into the subway. This is where the run is going to speed up considerably because we are going to get the drip cannon, and the drip cannon is used not just for combat but also for general movement. And so once we get to there, Abby is going to be taking over most of the commentary because I'm going to have to focus because the timing is kind of tight on some of those sequences. So we do have a skip for this part too, and it's actually it's a very funny skip because we're going to use the enemy's damage boost to skip a very long sequence of this level. Just have to get over to the subway area first. So use the belt to break open the vents here because, of course, a leather belt can break through metal vents. Don't question the logic.
There's gold.
It's still metal. Gold is a metal. All right, so we're gonna wait. Hopefully,
I'm
drop
talking
a
about
CD.
on the belt, okay?
Yeah. Okay, so right here, nice. Skip the gap, hit the checkpoint, reload the checkpoint, and similar to earlier, how we would get the gnome, we get the drip cannon. Now, this is where Abby's gonna probably do most of the talking because I need to focus because this is actually kind of precise.
Yeah, Dane's actually going for the harder version of this skip. There is an easier version, which I do, but it is a little bit slower. As you can see, Dane had to reset there because you do have to be extra precise because, again, you can get stuck very easy up here. Hooray! And as you can see, we're out of bounds. Again, you're actually skipping more because, as you can see, you kind of skip the red ribbon. That's the word I was looking for. And you actually don't have to deal with so many enemies if you did the other way. And the other way is a little bit slower because you have to do an extra out of bounds to get past the red ribbon. And now we're just in this combat mode. The drip cannon is actually pretty nice because it can take out multiple types of enemies, from the fire guys to the loose suits to the neon bras. So it's like, hooray. But also it can be a little slow because you gotta do, like, you gotta make sure that the cannon is charged. Otherwise the shots start getting pretty slow. And now it's time for the hardest skip in the game.
The hardest skip in the game, interstellar skip. So we're gonna aim at this spot right here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Jump at the wall. Nice. First part done. Gonna jump at the pillar. First try interstellar skip in a marathon. Let's go. That is much harder than it looks. Oh god. There we go.
Also, even failing that skip and redoing it is
finger.
faster than doing the level.
Yeah.
Because you're basically turning a 7.5 minute level into like 45 seconds.
Yep. It's about, yeah, roughly 45 seconds. I think my gold split is like 32, and that's because I just did everything like really quickly. And we are already in mission 8 of 13, but don't you worry, most of the game is still to go because the last 5 levels are longer than the entire rest of the game put together. So this is our second boss. This is XX_woo_senpai_swagman_XX. Because of course that's his name. The developers for this game really had their finger on the pulse of internet culture. So he's got a couple phases. You have to deplete his first health bar with the drip cannon, and then you can deplete his second health bar afterward. We have got a very bad set of RNG here. I might not one-cycle this guy.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh, well, he's holding. Wait, we might be okay? Okay, phew. I thought he wasn't going to do that. I was gonna start screaming like, I don't know, like it's a Metal Gear game, and I was screaming, stay!
This boss fight also pays tribute to multiple games, such as Metal Gear here.
This part's really fun. It's a platforming segment, and it looks much harder than it actually is. It's actually very easy to do, but it looks tricky and it looks very impressive. So I was like doing this part for crowds because everyone's like, "Oh wow, it's so good." It's like it's really not that hard. it's pretty straightforward. So we have to snap that server, take it out, and then we start phase 2. So he's gonna do one more sequence for his second bar here. Nice. Yeah, he faces around while he does that, so sometimes he'll move out of range, which is a little annoying. And then he'll either run or teleport during this sequence. You ideally want him to teleport because the teleporting is a little bit faster to track him. You can usually get a little bit more damage down. Okay, got him. So I think he's going to loose suit here. Nice. So he'll never do the same sequence twice here. So if he does the loose suit sequence, you can be sure that he'll do something that involves the shotgun next, which is kind of nice. And then we get into the second phase, which of course is going to pay tribute to Wolfenstein. So if you play the original Wolfenstein 3D, this should look a little bit familiar to you. Although I don't know why the enemies here are floating heads, but we have to break the 3 servers here. And then this is the part where they can sometimes be a little trolly, these floating heads. So they sometimes, sir, can you get out of the way? Yeah, sometimes they get stuck in there. You can usually maneuver around them, but I had a D-Rust run yesterday where the guy was trolling it. Can you not? All right, we're gonna grab these armor pieces while we're waiting to kind of transition back into the real world. And that's the second server down, as you can see right there. And then I think he's gonna do the dual suit sequence. Oh, that was really fast. That's annoying. All right, so he's going to teleport here. He always will either teleport or run around, depending on if he has done 1 or 2 of the previous ones. So if he's teleported twice, he's guaranteed to run on the 3rd sequence. If he does it once, he will sometimes do it. He sometimes won't. It's entirely RNG. A lot of RNG actually associated with this fight. I have lost runs just to this fight. Really? You're like barely any left, man. And there we go. Alrighty. Now, chat, I hope you're behaving yourself, because if you're not, you're going to get hit with the ban hammer. Okay. So you can actually break these little nodes a little bit early. There's just like a little bit of collision tomfoolery. So you got to break 6 of these nodes. There's the last one. Very nice. And then, Fem, do you have a favorite first-person shooter by chance?
Titanfall 2?
Titanfall 2 is a good one. That's a nice one, especially with all the movement stuff in it. Definitely a good choice. See, for me, my favorite first-person shooter is Call of Duty.
They got everything, didn't they?
Oh, Abby, are we gonna do it?
What do you mean?
Are we gonna do it?
What do you mean? Oh, wait. Are we talking about the dance?
Oh, are we gonna do it? All right, chat. Put your party emotes into chat. That's not that. I wasn't gonna stand up for that because the last time I did that live during a marathon, I was so out of breath I couldn't do mission 9 with commentary.
Oh no.
So yeah, mission 9. So now we're in the last 5 levels of the run that we have only just barely passed the halfway point of the game. And luckily there are skips for these last 5 levels. This is where the devs really ramp up the difficulty because they've given you every weapon that you're going to use up to this point, except for one. Also, that's a guy in a Speedo. It's fine, don't worry about it. So we hit a checkpoint here. We're gonna reload checkpoint to get this one tight suit off us because he'll actually follow us out of bounds and that would be bad. We're gonna jump over that wall there. This gets us out of bounds. This doesn't look out of bounds, but this is out of bounds. You can tell right here, if anything. And then we're going to jump here. This is like a tricky skip, so 1 second, got it. That jump is actually kind of treacherous because you can bonk your head really easily on some invisible collision. Then we jump through this wall, and we are in the last part of the level. Then we are just fighting these guys to open this door. You can actually get into the elevator early, but for whatever reason, the trigger doesn't spawn until after you do this fight. Kind of weird, but... Oh, you moved out of the way, you jerk. All right, so this is how you actually defeat these guys normally. They are wearing Crocs, so you have to throw some gnomes at them. And you have to use the sewing machine on them as well. All right, that should be everybody. There's one more live. There we go. That's everybody. And that's mission 9. Mission 10 is one that is a little frustrating as a speed run because there is an unskippable 2.5 minute auto scroller. It's not really an auto scroller, but it's kind of an auto scroller. And we have to do it. There's no way to get around it. You have to do it in every category. So that's the unfortunate part. The good news is there's actually 2 3-minute auto scrollers, one in mission 9 and one in mission 10. Both of which, oh, I missed the trigger. Both of which we can skip. Luckily, this is giving me a little bit of a challenge here. Hang on. Oops. Very nice. Okay, that one was bad inputs on my part. There we go. They have to jump over a death plane to get out of bounds here, and then we can just run our way to the end of the level. Now, this next skip that we're going to do gets us actually into the end level sequence. It is called Jank Skip, and you're going to see why. Jank Skip is very, very janky. So, there's 2 ways to get to this last sequence. The other way I've never been able to do, so we're going to do Jank Skip. The way we're going to do this is we're going to soak our way through this wall, jump up here, crouch jump, there we go, crouch jump, crouch, we're going to soak the floor, fall through, forward, nope, it's being a little ornery today, hang on. This is called Jank Skip for a reason. Sometimes it doesn't work on the first try. There we go. And that gets us up onto this platform. There's no other way that we know of to get up onto this platform from that position, so we have to do it that way. And then we have to do what looks like a tighter jump than it actually is. This jump's actually not that tight. It just looks very tight, and I'm always a little nervous when I do it. But this gets us into a 2.5 minute auto scroller. It's not technically an auto scroller, but yeah, Feb, if you got anything you want to read off, now is a wonderful time to do so.
I sure do. Well, we've been getting a whole lot of donations, and thankfully, that means we have hit the incentive for the new Super Luigi U new game intro. You're gonna get to know the lore of Luigi's adventure! And the OSHA officers said they'd leave us alone if we hit this, so thank goodness. I was worried. I had an exit plan. But we reached that incentive thanks to a whole lot of very generous donation. First, $50 from James Swan. They said, Dane, hyped to see you running. I just wanted to tell you you're an awesome human being. Stay epic, my gamer.
Thank you, James.
Thank you so much, James. We also have $25. This is from Cargo Short, actually. They said, I'm sorry, Fashion Police Squad. I swear I was in fashion. I'm making a comeback. You'll see. Just give me a... So sorry, Cargo Shorts, but you had it coming. You had it coming. I don't know what to say. We also have one more. We have a $5 donation from Tempest Max 1000. They said, I'm fashionably late to the start of the event and yet unquestionably on time for Dane. I still remember hosting this run and runners some years back, and it's how I got introduced to such a bizarre yet fun game that takes action to a whole spiffy new level. Rock our socks off, Dane, and always remember, Contra!
Contra!
And now that we've reached that incentive, we actually have a new one. We have a new incentive called Take a Bath in Volcano. That is set at $50, and If we meet that in that next run, Adel will get the chance to take a nice warm bath during the run. A very warm bath in fire. That is $50. We have that incentive open now. Exclamation point donate in chat. And make sure your donations go straight to that incentive so that we get to kick someone into fire.
Got one more wave right here. So yeah, you can see what we mean about auto scrollers. You can't really speed this part up unless you just happen to get some really lucky shots on some guys, which can happen. In my PB run that happened, but you're kind of just at the mercy of riding along this rail shooter until it's done. But now we're in the last 3 levels, and luckily two of the last 3 have huge skips. We've managed to find massive skips for a lot of these. So we're gonna go to a cruise ship because of course we are. This game is not off the rails enough as is. Why not go on a cruise ship? And you normally have to travel throughout the cruise ship and wind through all these halls and through people's rooms and whatnot. Yeah, we're going to instead just soak the wall right here. Jump through, and we are right at the end of the level. We just gotta run to the end of this golf course, and then we're done. So, Abby, should we try and get a hole-in-one?
Nah.
No?
Who needs to play golf?
You sure?
I mean, it's up to you.
We're gonna play hole-in-one.
But...
All right, hold on.
Okay.
Got it. Now, unfortunately, that is going to play this cutscene because that's what you're actually supposed to do in 100%. It's actually required to do that in 100% because that's a secret that has a couple collectibles in it. Now, you're supposed to have a new weapon at this point, but we don't have it, so this fight's actually a little harder than it normally is. Ooh, wrong button. Oh, dang. Why are you pushing the wrong buttons? All right, we're going to try and get... The nice thing is these guys are a little bit random as well. They will either, you'll either need to take the, let me get these 2 around this barrel. You'll either need to use the colorizing or the decolorizing on them in order to defeat them. And if you need to decolorize them, you actually charge up your shotgun. So it's preferred for that, for them to need to be decolorized. It's a little bit faster. All right. Trying to get as much mileage out of this as I can. Okay, that looks good. Let me get these 2 around here. Oh, what are you doing? Get over here. There we go. Get this guy. He's running around. Okay, and then soak him. We got 1 wave over here. You're supposed to use a rocket on this part, but we don't have the rocket launcher yet because we skipped it. So we are... Take this guy out. Nice. And that is the fight. So we... Whoop. Oh, God. I keep not going back far enough. There we go. All right, and then you jump through this pipe into the engine room. That level is normally a lot longer than that when you play this casually. But yeah, we are in the second to last level, which also has a major skip. Don't worry, chat. There's still a bunch more game. We haven't gotten there quite yet because the final boss fight is very long, unfortunately. Now, we are going to be able to skip directly into the lava room right here. Just have to soak our way in, death warp out, and then we can actually get out of the lava room by soaking here. This part, depending on where you actually land once you get out of bounds, you could death warp back in. Okay, and we are out. That's nice. And we are now on the side of a cruise ship. Now, one of the skips that we found a couple months after release is called Ship Skip. Ship Skip is very tricky to do, but I'm going to go for it because it saves about a minute over doing ship inbounds. So we're going to land here. I'm going to try and set my position up to be able to grab this node, and we're on top of the ship. Now, as you can see, the ship
and no longer have to jump.
We no longer have to jump or platform or do the required fight that's inside. However, there is a problem. As you can see, the ship is not very wide. It is exactly 1 pixel wide. So I have to actually kind of focus a little bit to make sure I don't fall off the ship. Luckily, it's actually pretty easy to stay on. As long as you keep the 1 pixel wide ship inside of your reticle at all times, you basically can't fall off, but you do actually need to focus, because I have drifted. Oh, chat, what are you talking about over here? And then fallen off the ship. So yeah, you actually do have to pay attention. Now, normally this is where you get into a ski resort, as you can see over on the left-hand side of your screen. We're going to be able to skip the entire ski resort, especially because that little cabin right there, there's a fight that you have to do there. But if we go on the ship and then jump back inbounds here, we can skip that fight. And we do have one more fight we have to do down here. So what I'm going to spawn these in, and we're going to fire this rocket launcher. And we're going to fire this rocket launcher. Okay, some of these guys will oftentimes like move out of the way, which is annoying. So I just got to take them out. Now, we only have 4 rockets and there's 5 phases, so we unfortunately do have to Why is there a gimp here? Oh, do we have to say the thing? I think we have to say the thing. Okay, you are becoming a huge problem. I have to get rid of this guy. Not sure why that guy's there. He's not normally there, but they're pretty quick to take out. So we do that fight manually. We're going to take out these. Meredith, please sit down. And then we've got one more phase popping out of this snowball. Now, if you shoot this rocket too early, incredible. How did you miss so many of them? If you shoot the rocket at the fireball too quickly, you will actually soft lock yourself because the trigger to open the elevator doesn't spawn in immediately. It's very annoying when that happens. And that gets us into the final boss fight, which my favorite part about that one is in the very last phase of the final boss fight, you get a sequence that's 100% RNG. Yay! Anyway, this is Turncoat. He's the final boss. Now we have to soak his little drone there in order to knock him down, and then we can fight him the hard way. Now the nice thing is the game actually gives you 2 rockets for the rocket launcher right at the beginning of the level. So all we have to do is take out the drone. Take out the drone. There we go. Gonna hit him with the rocket to skip that whole phase. And we just have to soak the drone again. Actually, a very decent pattern. You can also whip the drone to damage it as well. Though it's a little hard to get sometimes because it's kind of far away. Ooh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna charge the drip cannon back up. Nice, good timing. And Turncoat doesn't exactly have even moving patterns, so sometimes you have to really stay on your toes to hit them. Especially because the drift cannon trails a little bit as you fire it, so you have to lead your shot a little bit. Nice. All right, and now we are sitting in a cutscene. This is kind of where the game gets a little auto-scrollery, a little bit. It's a lot of skipping dialogue and little cutscene sequences. Luckily, this part is a little bit skill-based. We are now a dual suit. We have to take out ourselves. This is like little mannequins of us that are shooting at us. No, these guys can move. We
also have to avoid nap time.
Yeah. If you fall asleep, if you run out of stamina. Luckily, because I have space bound to my scroll wheel, I can get stamina pretty much instantly by just scrolling the mouse, which is kind of nice. Abby can't do that when she runs this.
Yeah, controller bad, but it's what you have to do.
It's what you have to do. And honestly, for time on controller, your time is pretty competitive because you can't do some of the cheesy little shortcuts I can do with the mouse. So this part's called Tony Hawk
So hey,
Pro
Chad,
Scooter.
anybody like Tony Hawk?
Yeah, this part's called Tony Hawk Pro Scooter. You have to get 10,000 points and take out the 4 Desmond mannequins. Luckily, this part's actually pretty tightly routed. We have our 10,000 points. We take that one out, and this one. That part is, again, a little auto-scrollery because you can't really speed it up too much. And we just have to take out this drone one more time, and then you'll never see the drip cannon again. I don't know if I actually hit him on that one, but I like to think I did. And turncoat down. So now I have to skip a lot of dialogue. Oh, so much dialogue. This is like its own cutscene if you actually sit and read all the dialogue. It's a lot. Luckily, I can skip it very, very quickly with the mouse wheel. And now, Turncoat's going to turn into this hideous monstrosity that I'm fairly certain was inspired by the Evil Within 2. And now we are...
I thought it was Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it is Final Fantasy. It just looks like the Evil Within 2 to me. But yeah, we are...
There's actually quite a bit of Final Fantasy references in the game.
There are a few, actually, yeah. Mostly in boss fights, funnily enough. But we're kind of waiting around for Haley to drop us rockets, so this is a lot of just dodging his attacks until we get ammo, and then we're going to use the pin cushions to boost ourselves up. Can you... Where is this last rocket? Oh, good grief. I got trolled by his attack. There we go.
Hey, Charlie Brown.
All right, so we're going to try to manipulate the damage cycles a little bit here. I'm not going to fire this last wardrobe shot yet because as long as you have one rocket maximum in your inventory, Haley will still drop you more ammo. And if we get his health bar down too far, he will take longer to cycle in the next box. So I want to try to minimize that as much as possible. So we only fired 2 rockets at first. Now we're going to fire 3. All right, so he's on his second cycle. We're going to try and get another box of ammo, and we're probably going to end up hitting the 3rd cycle. I got a lot of damage on that last one, which means it takes a little while. But yeah, Fem, if you want to read off another donation or two, now's a good time.
Sure. Well, I've got $20 from Zophioma. They said, Fashion Police, this outfit isn't a crime. It's OSHA compliant. Thank you so much, Zophioma. That was $20 towards our incentive for Take a Bath in a Volcano. We are $20 out of 50 on that. So we're almost there, but we do have that one coming up after 2 runs from now, actually, for the YS memoir, The Oath in Felgana. So make sure to get it in before we start that run.
All right, Haley's dropping ammo now. She'll never drop ammo while the pin cushions are coming out, which is incredibly frustrating sometimes because the pin cushions will all disappear before you can hit one and flip it over. And then we have to wait for this attack or the next one will spawn in. Please. Thank you. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Yeah, we cycle through the next one, so it's gonna take one extra attack before we get the next box of ammo. That manip is very, very specific, and there's a lot of RNG related to it because the rocket seems to do a random amount of damage. A little annoying, a little frustrating. We got a little trolled by some of the cycles here. Come on. Turncoat. Can you stop doing your long attacks, please? All right, we should get a round of pin cushions now. And then a box of ammo. I'm gonna grab some health here. Ammo? Oh, there it is. It's like, where did the ammo go? All right, and then these pin cushions just be landing on top of each other. There we go. The time's gonna be coming up when we hit the load screen. And oh yeah, look how handsome he is now. And time. Woo! Game got very trolly during that fight. So yeah, you can only get ammo if he after he's done doing his attacks, and he has attacks that take a long time, and he did a bunch of long ones back to back. He's kind of being a jerk there, but yeah, that's Fashion Police Squad. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for those of you that donated during the run, and for the incentives that are coming up as well. But yeah, I have been Dangerous. If you want to see more of me, luckily for you, I'm going to be back here again later this evening doing a co-op run in that room with my wife. So it'll be the two of us doing a co-op run of Next Machina. So make sure you're still tuned in this evening for that. And yeah, I'll be back on Saturday evening in FeminineEminem's seat hosting for the event, which I'm very, very excited for. And yeah, if you want to follow Abby, follow her at twitch.tv/Abbiescorner. That's Abbiescorner or Abbiescorner, depending on how you read it. And go follow her, because she also runs this game as well as a bunch of other ones. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you a little bit later tonight. Enjoy the rest of the marathon.